from Hong Kong is a 10Q. Let's challenge the 10Q from Hong Kong. I feel like playing another game where I have a chance of winning. I get discouraged when I lose all my games. Let's say hello. And he says hello. Okay, and he pushed his pawn. Let's see, we can go back to a ranging rook. Yeah. I guess I want to close this diagonal. And we'll do that. He's not pushing this pawn at all, so he's got his options open here if he wants to do something with his rook as well. But he's sort of playing this like a static rook position, putting pieces up next to the bishop and not moving the rook. But until he moves the rook pawn, it's not clear what his game plan is. There's the rook. Okay, I can wait till it comes forward one more step and then I'll move my bishop up. Okay, he's got a climbing silver now, so let's step my silver up here. Okay, and I guess he's going to bring the knight out here. I can finish making the castle. Okay, he decided, he was thinking about pushing the pawn, just going for it, but he decided to move his king to a slightly safer spot first. Yeah, so I'll show you what I was trying to do in the other game. The guy kept preventing me from pushing my pawns, but I wanted to get my rook here, then push this pawn, bring the gold up, and push this pawn and bring the silver up, and then this gold up. Get a silver crown formation here. But I have to make sure I'm not getting killed on this side, I guess. That's the thing to worry about here. So I repositioned the bishop to this diagonal. So looking at this square. Looking at this square. And he can get the silver here by pushing, and I take and he takes. So he'll have, well, he's got to move this pawn out of the way first. But he'll have bishop, silver, and rook on this square. And I will have just a silver. Might have to sacrifice a pawn there somehow. Let's start pushing this pawn forward. You know, if I can break through on this file, this is good. I do have to be careful. I push, he takes, I take, and my rook is in the line of sight of his bishop. But until he pushes this pawn forward, that's not an issue. But he could do that right now. He could just push this pawn forward. That's probably a good move. right? Stops my pawn. Yeah, he played that. His opens up the diagonal for his bishop and stops my pawn from coming forward. So what do I do about that? Nothing. I'm just going to wait and see what he does over here. He's got everything lined up now pretty much. So push, 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 take, take. Now one question is, can I ignore that and wait for him to take? If I do something over here and he pushes and I take, then he can't push this pawn right away. He can drop a pawn. And I have to go back here. But then the pawn is in the way. I think I'm going to continue playing over here and see what develops on this side. This is how I get into trouble. So I can't vouch for this approach. And once again, we have the 10 Qs playing really well. We'll see if he makes a mistake later. Oh, he wanted to come with the silver. I thought he'd drop a pawn, but I guess the pawn is in the way of the silver then. But I can take that. He can take hitting this pawn, which is protected. I take, bishop takes. I drop a pawn. The bishop has to run. But I do have a problem with this pawn, so he could push here next. Well, I could put my bishop here. And maybe bring the rook over if necessary to defend. So he pushes, I take, he takes. I take, he takes. Yeah, everybody takes. Can I pin the bishop if it takes? Go here with the rook. What's he doing? Well, at least gets my rook over here to oppose his rook. The bishop defends my rook at the moment. And then there's two pieces attacking here. He's got a silver and two pawns he could drop somewhere. Drop on this isle or this isle. And then the silver can be dropped anywhere, but I'm not sure where is relevant. Drop it in defense of the bishop is not possible. Can't go here or here because of my pawns. Can go there. Oh, okay, yeah, that's possible. So I take, he takes with the silver. I've got a bishop drop here. This diagonal is open. I guess he can come forward, is the thing. He can come forward. Can I move my bishop to anywhere that defends it? Defends something? I have to go back here, actually. So he goes here. Can't really stop that. I have to run. Okay, let's see if I can do anything to his king. There's a silver drop here. If he moves this forward, right? It's in the line of fire. So when I drop the silver here, it's also a pawn drop. Pawn drop, then silver drop. Or silver drop, then pawn drop. Depends on where the rook goes. So wouldn't go here, here, or here. But he might go here, 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 here. He probably will come here anyway. So with the silver, what am I doing here? Am I attacking anything? My horse is looking at this square. So I could drop the silver here, hitting his knight. And if he takes my silver, it brings my my horse back in his camp. Okay, so Brian is thinking. What is that flag anyway? Hong Kong. Okay, well, I'll trade bishops and then take the knight. I guess I'll promote. Can drop something here on the rook, like a pawn. Rook can go here, here, or here. If only I could step a bit closer. I do have a bishop. So, bishop here. Well, pawn here, he will move the rook here, I guess. Then bishop here. No, that's where the pawn is. Pawn here, rook here. Bishop here. He can attack me. I can attack his rook. Or I could start with this one. Threaten the pawn drop. And then step forward with my promoted silver there. And the knight covers this square. That's what I was thinking. So he's attacking my gold. Let's attack his rook. Yeah, so let's keep the gold. We're still attacking his lance. We can threaten to promote. We can drop a bishop here to attack his rook. And of course, he's double attacking my lance here. Okay, so I moved the king so that I can, if I drop the bishop here, the rook has a square to move to. So let's just keep that in reserve and prepare to take the lance here. Okay, grabbed my lance. Let's see, if I take the lance, he takes with the rook. I don't know. I mean, I hate to get my knight out of play like that, but anyway, that's kind of what we've got here. Lance and bishop, and he's got a lance and knight in hand, so he might be able to do something over here with those pieces, but seems reasonably well protected right now. And I can march these in. Okay, so he goes there. So if I drop my lance here, is he going here? I guess so. Kind of want him off this diagonal, which is towards my king. Maybe just pushing the pawn is good enough, though. Save the lance for some other more important use. Now I can drop a pawn. Oh, I don't have a pawn. I could drop a pawn. I could march in with the gold. And he's looking at the rook. Let's see, if I go here and attack his rook, he will move. If I go here and attack the horse, he can attack me from this spot. Not here, but over here. If I go up, then he can attack me again. I don't feel like running from that. I think that's a bad idea. Oh, I know, I can do the check again. And he won't have a horse anymore, but he'll have a bishop in hand. I'll have a bishop in hand too, so it's all right. Okay, and he dropped the bishop there. He's going to take this piece, maybe, or take this pawn. Let's attack his rook now. Keep marching in. Now, if I go here, threaten to take here, he can trade and then take here. And I will have a gold here. Let's see. Let's do this correctly. I go here. He takes. I take. He takes. It's my turn. I have a gold in hand and these two pieces. And with the gold, I can hit his king, or his rook, which has to go to this square. But do I have a follow-up? Maybe a bishop. If I have a piece here, a bishop drop. The rook can run this way. If I step this way, take, take. Attack that. Attack that gold. So if he takes here, I'll take here. So that's pretty straightforward. If he takes here first and then takes here, then I'm thinking maybe I can drop something here. It's near his king, so it's pretty dangerous. And I'll have a gold, a bishop, and a lance in hand. So, a gamble, since he can win material. But it's about how effectively you can use the material, too. So, bishop drop here. If the rook goes here, I'll drop a lance. Or just gold drop here. The rook will run this way or this way. This square is pretty well covered. This is covered by the gold and the rook. So if I have a lance here, gold takes, bishop takes, rook takes. Be nice if I had a gold to drop here. Let's keep stepping in. I have the bishop drop here. If he drops something to defend, I take. He takes. Lance drop. Bishop drop here, I guess. Oh, but the bishop drop there is not, he can take it. Oh, that's his piece anyway. Check. I guess I'm not heavy piece down. I still have 4 metal pieces, but so he just won a knight basically. Oh, and he ran. That's what I like to see. Run, run, run. Okay. I drop a gold here. He takes, I take, he takes, I take and promote. One of those games. It's going on. I'm down to Byoyomi here. So he did decide to take, yeah. I was going to take. He might drop something instead of taking, but then I can take with check and move my bishop, or so I thought. He pretty much has to take. Okay, now I have to retreat. Or I have to do something with the bishop. I could drop the gold here first. Oh no, the rook can take it. Let's just promote. It'll be useful to have a promoted piece there. I can take here, hitting his rook. Okay, so his rook came into my camp. Looking at my gold, but that's defended. Let's see, where is that bishop? That bishop is looking at this pawn still, which is a bit annoying. Okay, what can I do? Okay, if I go here, then I can I get an extra pawn in hand, and I can also drop a silver here. So let's drop a silver with check first. Then I'm going to come in and attack this gold. Although that dragon defends his gold, huh? It does defend this gold. So he ran. I can drop a rook here, and he's all the way over here. I can take here. Drop a rook, he runs. I drop a pawn. He takes my horse. I take here. Gold. Promote. And then threatening mate. Oh, I can't drop a pawn. I can drop a lance. So it's a threat mate. I take here and then I step back. Take here and promote and then step back. Ah, so he didn't didn't take my horse. That was a bit of a bluff. I think he could have taken the horse. Okay, I just put my horse where it's defended, so I don't lose too much material. Also, I'll be able to take here when I need it. Although what I'll really need is the angle piece over here. I went there attacking this gold. Okay, so I'm going to take this knight. If he takes here, I will take back. Ah, he ran. Run, run, run. Knight check here, the king comes out this way. Okay, well, let's step closer, threatening his gold. He just takes. Okay, now the king can't go here. So if I drop a knight here, king has to run here. Then I can take. Yeah, let's go ahead and drop this first. It's check. He moved to the only square he couldn't move. Well, he didn't have too many choices to move to. Yeah, but the horse was guarding the escape square. That was the point. I wonder if there was a mate there here. Wait, maybe we can look at that. So he can't go here, can't go here, can't go anywhere but here. This is the only move. And then I take this one. And I don't know if there's a way out of this. He can't, I mean, if he drops a piece here, I'll just take it and it's mate. If he drops a piece here, I'll just take it and we're in a similar situation. So he needs to give his king some room to run. Can't move here. So maybe moving the knight. This is one of those. Yeah, it doesn't work either. Yeah, too many threats. Too many threats. So he was getting mated anyway. Would not have. So even with the illegal move, even without the illegal move, I still would have managed to win that game.